Good evening
Good
and
evening.
welcome. I can hear myself. No, I can't. Good evening and welcome to the Cockeral Clock podcast, your weekly podcast, everything to do with Tottenham Hotspur, past, present, and future. I look back at the last week at Spurs, the good, the bad, the bald, the ugly. And Philip, we have to start with some breaking news, don't we? And I don't know if it's good news or sad news, but we do have to start with some breaking news. And we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
we have entered into a partnership with Pickford's removal vans. Now, do you want to explain to people what that's all about, Philip?
yeah. Well, we had a discussion last night on the sister channel where Dermot and myself bravely went over into the dark side and talked to Arsenal fans, and we told them it was time they left North London because, after all, they've been here since 1919. They weren't invited, so I think they've overstayed their welcome. It was time they went. So what we did was we got on to Pickford's and we estimated that maybe to move them back to Woolwich or somewhere Croydon or somewhere down that direction or Greenwich or wherever, that it would take about 8 removal vans. But they told us they did a site survey today and they told us, no, they can move it in one transit van. So what's happening now, on Monday morning, after we thrashed them at their place, also they're moving back to Woolwich with a tail between their legs in the back of one Pickford's transit van.
And the Arsenal Stadium will then become a market, a fruit and veg market, and
Yeah.
and a block of flats, isn't it? Philip was selling it for as well.
No, I think there's going to be a fish market as well.
Fish market,
fish
yeah,
market.
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, Molly Malone is going to go in and run it.
Yeah, there you go. So there you go, everyone. Arsenal are finally moving out. We've kicked them out of North London, and maybe they can stay away, but you never know. But anyway, welcome to the podcast, and welcome, Philip. How are you, sir? How are you? How has your Spurs week been?
Yeah, I mean, Saturday was great, brilliant, marvelous. It's been looking forward to the anticipation of Sunday now is taken over now, and we have got to go down there and lay down a marker. We are back, baby, and don't you forget it.
Yeah. Well, I've been so delusional. I decided to take time out of this podcast just to be a bit calm. But that won't last long.
Well, I mean, if Dermot, if there's a knock on your door in the next 20 minutes and there's 2 men in white coats outside, you know who sent them. You know?
Yeah, I went on to Dave's, and let's put it this way: I think I made people laugh, cry, or run away and hide behind the sofa all in one space of 20 minutes, which is quite good for me. I mean, I even got nicknamed Sexatron over there. Some fella put in the. So I don't know if I should take that as a compliment or an insult. Well, I don't know, but look, it is what it is. This is in tonight, Philip. We already got Daniela Zito. Big up, Daniela. Good evening, Coys. And the man himself, Mr. Carl Simpson. Now, Carl, if you are up and you are alone and you would like to come onto the podcast, let us know and we'll put the link into the chat, or I'll send a link to you on WhatsApp, and come and join us tonight and just share your North London vibes with us and let us know what you'll be doing. Now Dave when I was on Dave's, I told Dave I was going on to a Arsenal fan channel to do the watch along. So Dave gave me choices. I was going on Chirpy, the mascot, dress up as him, or get my hair done like Charlison. Now, now,
I think Chirpy wins.
Chirpy wins. So now, I won't do a Charlie because my hair's sort of grey and blonde anyway. I mean, it's blonde. To anyone watching in black and white,
so is his Dermot, really. You think about it. He's grey one week and blonde.
Yeah. If anyone's watching this in black and white, Philip is wearing a pink top and with flowers on the shirt. So and people just can't describe them. There you go. the back in the day, Philip, when the
for those black and white.
Yeah. DJ Samuel Big Up, he says, how many ropes you needed, Dermot? Philip, how many ropes do you think you need to tie me down to keep me calm before Sunday?
Something that would tie down a cruise ship. So a big, thick steel rope, I think, would be needed. 2 or 3 of them. Otherwise, you might break free.
Yeah. We've got Carl Simpson. I will let you know when the wife goes to bed. Big up, Carl. We've got Dan Sanoval as well. Big up, One Love, Coys. And we've got Steve D. He says, not staying here long if you're going to talk about strapping yourself to the bed.
I don't blame you, Steve.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. That's not going to be the podcast, Steve. Great to see you again. I haven't seen you for a while. It's great to see you back in the chat. Um, yeah, the podcast about last week at Spurs, and of course the last bits. I found an article, Philip. 15 people that have moved from Arsenal to Tottenham or Tottenham to Arsenal. Some of the names on there, it's unreal. Do you know? 15 of them have
Yeah.
actually done the divide, and we've got Carl Simpson, so Dermo with a Richie haircut. This is an image I didn't think I needed. Well, there you go, Carl. There you go, Carl. But anyway, Philip, look, it's been a great week at Spurs. Good build up. Okay, the sad news to call this Perisic being out injured now with an ACL. He's out of the North London derby, and I know we said about it in where is it? I know we said about it in Newsbeat earlier, Philip, but I just want to go through with the people that listen on the podcast what Postecoglou said about him, and he said, Philip, it's disappointing for him, disappointing for us because he has had a really strong start to the season. Is it just unfortunate thing? It's just an unfortunate thing. One of those things are freak things in training. Are we going to miss Perisic more than we think we are?
I think so. He's becoming a bit of a super sub for us, coming on
Mm,
and creating things. And I believe it was a non-contact injury. It's just something that happened,
yeah,
and he must have made an awkward turn or something, which is so
yeah,
unfortunate because he'd be out for the season. And with
yeah.
his
He is.
contract up, we've probably seen the last of him at Spurs now, unfortunately. It's
Do
just
you know
very,
what?
very, very, very sorry to see that.
Would you see them offering him an extra year extension?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, if when they see how his recovery is coming on, he is 34, and it would
Mm,
be kind of against policy to do that. And I think, to be honest with you, there was rumors he wanted to go back to Croatia this summer.
yeah.
So I'd say this will probably reinforce those wishes.
Mm.
So sitting around doing nothing for a year, I'd say we've seen the last of him, which is a big pity. Big pity.
He started the season well, Philip. To be fair, he
Yeah,
he he,
absolutely. I mean, look
he
at
is.
Salah, even an
Mm,
assist and a goal, or sorry,
mm,
two assists really. Well,
yeah,
one assist and one partial assist. So yeah, he has
yeah.
great
Well,
cross
he's out. Yeah, and if anyone's wondering about the rest of the injury news, sorry, hit the wrong thing there. In case the rest of the squad, it's confirmed the case if you weren't with us earlier that our victory over Sheffield United, Ivan's joining Bentancur, who's had started training again. Lo Celso, who was supposed to be fit for this game but is now ruled out. Segi and Brian Hill in the treatment room. Um,
I
look,
thought
Philip.
Brian Hill was supposed to be back. He's
Yeah,
very
so
near
did
to be
I.
back.
Yeah, I think he'd be back for next week. Philip, look, I said it earlier. I don't know, but the game against Sheffield United. Let's start there, and then we can work our way forward. Um, did you feel the international break hampered us for that game? And it did look like, Philip, we sort of missed. We either got frustrated with our play, or we sort of huffed and puffed. It's a bit like the wolf going against the three piggies, trying to blow down the house of bricks, and he just can't do it. So he ended up getting a bulldozer and knocking it down, or hiring McAlpines to do the job for us. Um, do you feel that played something to how the Sheffield United game? Do you think?
Possibly, because I mean, I hate international breaks for two reasons.
Mm,
One, the amount of traveling that a lot of the players have to do.
mm,
Like I take Romero, for example, having to go coming home from Bolivia on the Wednesday. Maybe we had Bissouma playing in
yeah.
Senegal or Mali or wherever he was
Mm,
playing, with players all over the place. And there's bound to be a bit of jet lag or a bit of lethargy involved when they come back.
mm,
Only have 2 days training, then they play a match. So yeah, I'm just glad it wasn't the Arsenal match last Saturday and not this weekend, because
mm,
it would have been tricky coming back off an international break and playing Arsenal. So Sheffield United were probably good opponents, and it did
mm,
take us a while, but it wasn't from want of trying. It was just the last final ball or the last shot
mm.
wasn't up. But I mean, we never
Yeah.
gave up. We never
No,
ever gave up, and that's what I liked. We kept going to
yeah,
112 minutes for the winner.
we're playing to we're playing to what our motto is: to dare is to do.
Yeah, exactly,
And
exactly.
I said it to Dave earlier on his show with the North London Derby, Philip, that Ange gets it. Ange gets what this game means. And do you think Conte or Mourinho or even Nuno? Look, Nuno went in. We went in the Nuno under a great, unbeaten with a few wins under our belts. We went in Conte when Conte went into the game last season. We were on a good run of wins. We turned up with Mourinho sort of top of the league. Why has Ange got Tottenham where Conte and Mourinho didn't? Do you know what
Because
I'm getting at?
yeah, I do, yeah. Conte and Mourinho should have got it because they
Mm,
managed in Italy and
mm,
Portugal, even Manchester and London on big derby games. But Ange has managed the biggest derby of the lot. Let's face it,
mm,
the Celtic Rangers game is the most tribal local. Okay, maybe apart from the one in Istanbul, Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. That's nearly open warfare. But Celtic and Rangers is one of the top derbies in the world, and he knows exactly what's needed for to psych his team up for a game like that. He's done it.
mhm.
I think they play each other 3 times a season up in
Yeah.
Scotland, maybe 4. So he's done it 6 or 7 times with Rangers. So
Mm,
Sunday won't phase him at all. He'll have the players
no,
hopping and ready to go, and chomping at the bit to get at the Gunners.
mm. Carl Simpson said it's really sad for Ivan and the loss, but time for other players to turn up. I agree with that. I
Yeah,
think you do
that's
too, Philip. And he says Sheffield United ruining the game with all the time wasting.
Well, you see what time
I
wasting. They would have got.
yeah.
They probably would have won that match if they hadn't time wasted.
Mm. And we are still hearing that the Sheffield United goalkeeper is still at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium.
He's just made
He's
it to
just
7 a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he has. Yeah, just a few minutes ago.
Mm.
I say big up to Liam Hartley. He says, "Good evening, gentlemen. Hope all is well." Yeah,
Yes.
I'm coming down off a massive sugar rush from the last couple of days. Philip is just thinking that I need to go somewhere quietly and white coat me to Sunday. I enjoyed last night, Philip. To be fair, if people don't know, me and Philip went on to the Armory TV last night, and I'm going on there Sunday to do the watch along with him. Which, firstly, I'm annoyed, Philip, you're not going to be with me because I know you have other engagements.
I'll
So,
do it, unfortunately.
Carl, if you're free, you're welcome to pop on with me as my wingman. So the ball's in your court, sir. Right. We've got Carl Simpson saying, Philip, as discussed earlier, tell the family you're up for nomination for Ireland's Drummer of the Year. And it's online, so you need to stay in Sunday to see if you won the award. Now, there you go, Philip.
Well, that's a good
Now,
one.
do you
Yeah,
want
I
do you
don't
want
think
to
that will
explain?
even work.
Yeah. Do you want to explain to other people who coming in what Carl's on about? Because we did set
Yeah,
this
yeah.
sort of mission.
He set this up earlier. Now, unfortunately, I've got a family event on Sunday that I was told about on Thursday or yesterday, whenever it was, the Wednesday, and I cannot get out of it. It's just one of those family things. I've got to be there. I've got to smile and grin and bear it. I'll have my phone under the table, though. You can be sure of that. And if I tip up the table and Spurs score, they have been warned. Anyway, we'll come up with a thing that whoever comes up with the best excuse for me not to go on Sunday wins a copy of The G-Men, which is Norman Giller's new book about the great Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzean combination that played for Spurs in the 60s and Gilzean in the 70s. So the best one, what we regard as the best excuse that comes up tonight on this podcast, it'll be an electronic version, like an ebook, which I will send on to you later on tonight. I have the book here. Actually, I've got one of the advanced copies. The book has not been released yet, and I'm reading it at the moment. And I'll tell you one thing. I'm laughing and nearly crying at equal measures at it. These two guys, both of them had terrible alcohol problems at their times at Tottenham. And to give you an example, Alan Gilzean was asked, we're talking about double acts. What's your favorite double act? And his answer was Bacardi and Coke. So that's the sort of thing. The book is brilliant. It really is.
Yeah.
And I've just written to Norman Giller there, who's coming on our channel in a few weeks to promote the book. I've just written to him, congratulate the book. It really is good. Excellent. So
Well,
that's
I'm
the
looking
story.
forward to
It's your
reading that
excuse
later.
how can I avoid the family do on Sunday and get to the match?
Yeah, that's it.
But
And
keep
I'm
it
going to
clean,
read the. Yeah, keep it clean. Well, not as
Ish.
you know,
Ish.
ish. Mia's not in the chat, so we're safe. We've
It's
got
also
Liam Harty said, yeah. Once Mia comes in, all hell breaks loose. See you on the other podcast. Funny. Thanks, man. Look, I enjoyed last night. I enjoyed the banter. Like in Dave's one, Dave just cracks me up because me and Dave do like me and Philip, but me and Dave, I know how to wind Dave up, and Dave knows how to wind me up. This fella next to me knows how to wind me up completely. I mean, we've done watch-alongs, and he said, "Dermot, just hold on a minute, something's coming." He actually ended up giving me a heart attack after the Man City game, and I blame him for it. So there you go. James, yeah, we've got James Y. Paratrooper. It says Lego Man will be humbled by Ange Ball. Of course he will, James.
Do you want to Lego Man's had his name changed by Deed Paul? Do you want to announce what it's called now, Dermot?
Yeah, go on. I'll let you say. Go on.
We went to the solicitor's office and changed his name officially to Tinky Winky Lego Man. So that's what he's known as from now on. Oops, he's gone. He's
Lego Tinky Winky Man.
Tinky Winky Man. Tinky Winky Lego Man.
Yeah, hang on. I've got a problem with my headphones, Philip. Can you just go through the chat there for a minute?
We'll go through the chat.
I'm tangled here. I'm tangled.
Anyway, this is from Carl Simpson again. Another excuse. Well, tell the family you've got a job on Gogglebox. You need to watch the TV for the job.
Yeah, that's it.
I told my family I had to watch more TV. We'll take the TV out and throw it in the bin. So that wouldn't work, I'm afraid. Daniela Zito is saying, smash the like button if you haven't already. Please do hit the like button. It means a lot for us. It really does.
It does.
And this is one from Liam Harty, which is just probably quite a common one that's been used a lot lately. Where's it coming?
You took it off there.
Show.
Yeah, show. There you go. It's showing
I generally say if I don't want to go to a family do. Yeah, you can only do that so often, Liam. I tried that once, so I can't try it again,
We can I can send you a picture of a positive one if you want, Philip. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, we get Derville to ring up Mrs. Brady and pretend to be your doctor and say you have COVID. You have to stay in.
If you were dying of bubonic plague, he wouldn't ring you. Anyway.
Yeah. And we've got a super chat. We've got a super chat here from Mia. Big up, Mia. She says, I am here watching you. How bloody dare you?
You should be there. You should be there.
Mia, you should come on. Mia, if you want to pop onto this podcast, please do. All right. The offer is there. All right. We're offering you, inviting you into our humble home onto this gentle podcast. Yeah. I'm just warming up, by the way, Philip. By the end of the stream, I will be hyper and bouncing off every wall and just ready to smash Arsenal fans on the head.
Good. But Dermot, by the way, you should tell me the surprise subject that we're talking about tonight is flower arranging. So
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is flower arranging and how to bake a cake. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they were the filings.
Yeah. Big up, Mia. Thank you for the support and thank you so much for the super chat. It means a lot. If you want to be like Mia, do hit the super chat as well, and please pick up your memberships. $2.99, $4.99. Look, we know it's a bad word out there. We know people. We know people are finding it hard out there with the credit crunch and everything. We do understand that, but every little helps, and it does help us grow. And we do this for free, me and Philip, and you keep us going. So I hate begging for it, Philip. I really do, and it's to keep us going to do what we love doing. Yeah. We enjoy doing these streams, don't we?
Yeah. We do,
so look, we want to keep going. Yeah, we want to keep it going for you. We want to see us going for another year and reach 2K. Every little helps. And big up me. I really appreciate it. And everyone, please get over to Spurs Between the Lines. Give your head a wobble and hit the subscription button while you're doing it. It is difficult, It can be done. We've got Daniela Zito. Basuma will boil rice on Sunday. Of course he will.
Okay.
Do you know what? I had some rice tonight, Philip. I had fried rice. So Basuma is going to fry rice on Sunday. No problem.
Fried
Yeah.
rice.
And a little bit of egg in it as well. And it's delicious. Do you know? Arsenal fried rice. Do you know? And then we're going to have Arsenal crumble afterwards. That's even tastier. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just, you know. Mia says, I'm off to bed, guys. I'm really tired. Well, night,
Oh, well.
Sweet dreams.
Night, night. See you tomorrow.
Mind the bed bugs do bite. Oh dear. Daniela says Basuma had egg fried rice. Yeah, of course he did. Of course he did. Good man, Basuma, the new king of White Hart Lane for me. Now,
Exactly.
Philip. Now we had the forum this week. Hang on, and Daniela's got another one coming in with Arsenal crumble, of course, with custard and strawberry sauce.
That sounds nice. Hang on,
Yeah.
egg fried rice with custard and strawberry sauce.
No, for Arsenal crumble, Philip. Arsenal crumble.
All right.
You know?
Yeah.
And also, Philip is actually. Yeah, go on.
No, you're talking about a stupid thing. My sister-in-law, when we were on holidays a couple of weeks ago, I saw her taking cornflakes with Pringles crisps at the same time.
What?
I thought that was
together?
A bit unusual.
Together,
yeah.
Cornflakes with
and Pringles.
What Pringles? What Pringle crisps did you have?
I don't know what. I think cheese and onion. I think
Cornflakes and
cornflakes and cheese and onion. Yeah, crisps together.
And cheese and onion. You Pringle. Yeah.
This is a girl who takes mayonnaise on everything. She takes nearly get mayonnaise on everything. I've never seen anyone so addicted to mayonnaise. You know, and there's no mayonnaise on that one.
No, I was saying to Derval last night, I never had mayonnaise before I met Derval. And Derval makes brilliant dinners. She's a brilliant cook, by the way. And some of the things she comes up with is amazing. And some of the different spices she's introduced me to, Jesus. No wonder I've put on a bit of weight. Sorry. I don't mind. Anyway, she's a brilliant cook, by the way, and she's a brilliant partner as well. Love her to bits, and couldn't live without her. Though she could probably live without me quite easily sometimes.
I was going to say that. You got there first.
Yeah, that's it. If you don't see me Sunday, come search for me, Philip Wright.
Okay.
Philip, give me your number. I will call and say that you have been activated as Island Sleeper Agent 008, and you need to be in the your mission.
I tell you, it needs to be something like that now. This is meeting the in-laws for the first time meeting, so it's one of them you can't miss, unfortunately.
Do you know what, Philip? I think Carl really wants that book,
I think he does, actually, yeah.
I've got a sneaky feeling he really wants that book. Tequila says, Mia's running from our schoolyard fight, eh? I know. Yeah. I know. Big up Tequila. We've got James Y.I. Paratrooper says rice will be turned over like uncooked egg by Basuma. It's going to be glorious. It is going to be glorious. It's going to be refreshing. It's going to be brilliant. It's going to be so good. We'll be all having a cigarette afterwards with the way we're going to see Tottenham just roll over Arsenal like they're not there. Honest to God. And we've got I'm getting it now, Philip. It's coming back. And get your gadget next time, gadget.
That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah. And we've got Carl Simpson. You know what? I'm just having so much fun thinking of ideas. Simple Minds, almost that. Yeah. So, Simple Minds, don't you forget about me.
Forget about me, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Lego Man's going to be saying after he meets Sam, when Ange's going to say to him, Lego Man, don't ever forget about me. We've got Mia Tequila. Never. Now, Philip, we had the fans forum this week, the first one in 6 years. It's like waiting for a London bus or Dublin bus. You wait forever, and then one comes along at once out of nowhere. Mind you, that's a bit like Irish Rail, but that's another subject. Or Wexford bus, but that's a totally different subject.
No, I can't say about Irish Rail. I use Irish Rail a lot. I find them very good. When our line is anyway. Dublin's
Yeah.
Sligo line works.
We have we have a line running into Gore into Dublin. I've lived in Gorey for nearly 8 years. I've been with my beautiful partner now for nearly will be 7 years this year. No, it'll be 6 years this year.
We'll get that right,
and we've never
you'll be on a high.
but we've never had a train from Gorey to Dublin or back again at night. Now they've only just recently put it in.
Right. Okay.
I mean, it's ridiculous. You could be to get back to Gorey from Dublin, you have to get the bus.
Yeah. Well, the last train leaves for Sligo about 7 o'clock as well, so there's no real, there's not that many night trains anyway, you know.
What did they do? Did they go home at 10 o'clock and say, right, I've had enough of this?
The buses go later, you know. Buses go later.
Big up to KVP as well. Happy birthday for yesterday, of course, for me and Philip and everyone here on THFC till I die. He's been a member, Philip, for 7 months. Thank you so much indeed, Kyle. You're do you want to? I'll leave this one to you, Philip. Go on. You say this.
Come on, Carl. I was following your posts on Facebook there. So happy birthday. I hope you had a great one. And let's hope you get a belated birthday present on Sunday with the result. We go down to Arsenal and stuff them.
This man, right, Philip, you could have a bad day. He comes on the stream within 2 minutes, you're smiling. He's so infectious. His love for Tottenham. And big up, Kyle. And listen, man, happy birthday. And we'll get the win for you on Sunday. Carl's saying big up KPV, mate. He's in. Look who's in, Philip. Look.
Oh, yeah, Bobby. How's it going, man?
Yeah. Now, have you broke it to him yet about the removal van?
Yeah, Bobby, we thought we'd better tell you, Pickford's removal van will be outside the ground at 9 o'clock Monday morning to move you back to Woolwich. It's only a transit van, but that should be enough to take all the belongings, you know.
Yeah, and apparently the Premier League and the FA won all their trophies back. He said you won them illegally from brown envelopes, and Herbert Chapman, who was the bank manager, fiddled the books. So you have to give them all back as well. Well, big up, Bobby. Everyone, please get over to Bobby's channel. We were on there last night.
We had a ball on your channel last night. Really enjoyed it. Oh, for all the banter and all the slagging off, it was really good fun. Thanks a million.
Yeah. Look, I echo that, Philip. All in sincereness, what a lovely man. And Gunnar, what's his name? Gunnar.
Oh God. Jeez, I've got amnesia. Anybody knows who he is anyway.
You know he is. What a gentleman. Bobby. Both of them gentlemen. But for me, right, his look in his face when I said we were going to win the FA Cup, it was like his eyes were going to pop out of his head. It was the most funniest bit of that stream, honest to God. But big up Bobby, yeah, and everyone, please. Full Time Sport Network are our partner channel. We're doing a lot of work with them at the moment. We're doing the rugby watch-alongs for them rarely as well. And there's going to be a lot of more streams with Bobby on here. We're going on to Full Time Sports Network. Me and Philip, or Philip will be going on there as well. So we'll be doing a lot of work on each channel, but we've joined up under their umbrella, and so all streams go out on their channel as well. So please help them. So yeah, and he says, less than 48 hours ago, gentlemen. I hope you have your handkerchiefs at the ready.
That's a wave bye-bye to the Arsenal fans at the end of the match, isn't it?
It is, yeah. No, it's the wave bye-bye to them when they're in the van.
Oh, so that's Monday morning. No, that's different.
That's Monday morning. Yeah. If we lose, Philip, you and me are going to have to hide for a week. You do realise that, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Absolutely. Yeah. Only a week.
Yeah. Only a week. We've got Carl Simpson says FTSM Bobby Dermot has changed his score to 56 now.
6-0. Is that the rugby now we're talking about?
Yeah, probably. And LOL, I love you guys. He says, Bobby. I'll big up Bobby. No, really enjoyed it last night. It flew. DJ Samuel and Take So Campbell as well. I think he already did that.
We did that already.
Yeah. He's driving the van, apparently, DJ. He's the van driver.
He's down to that now.
Yeah, he's down to him and Ian Wright move furniture for Pickfords. That's what they do.
Very good.
Tequila
Very good.
says, yeah, that stream was a great laugh. We've got Carl Simpson. Is there space for Dyer on the transit van? Just thought I would ask. Well, yeah. Apparently, Philip, didn't they tell you that Dyer was going on as one of their? They were taking them on anyway as an apprentice or something.
No, no. The way I heard it was the tea lady was retiring, and they thought Eric Dyer could do a good job.
Oh, there you go. He still wants to go to Arsenal, though. I do know that. So yeah, I know Herbert Chapman wanted him, but he got his money wrong. We've got Greeks of. I think this is one of FT and Bobby. Yeah, big up. She says, FTS and Bobby's a legend. Saw you both on this channel. Enjoyed your vibe. Well, thank you so much and welcome to the podcast. It's great to have you in here. Me and Philip are up for all football, aren't we? All Premier League fans. As long as everyone's respectful and banter is good, we don't mind anyone coming on, do we, Philip? We've had Chelsea fans, West Ham fans, Man United fan. Colin, I feel sorry for you.
The only rule is if you give it, you got to be prepared to take it.
Yeah, so and also we are doing around the grounds tomorrow at 3, so everyone's welcome. All come over and let's see. We explain at the end anyway. So yeah, FTM's big up to you. Greeks of Monk. What's that? Sorry again, Philip. What's the name? I don't want to murder her name.
I was thinking about Geeks of Muckleby.
Muckleby, big up. Great to see him. Yeah, it is a great. That's one of the best names of like. That's one of the good ones, Philip. I have to say, it's very smart. I like that. Good. And sounds she like meant to say, like yeah, sounds like a Scottish rebel fighter ready to go. Do you know? Yeah. Come on, we're going. She said, "Say equals Saul."
Yeah. She said us.
Yeah. She said, yeah. She saw you and said, "Get rid of him." Right. Do you know somebody compared us the other day, Philip, to the two Ronnies? Because we both wear glasses. Yeah. So it definitely isn't. No. Well, it's definitely not good night from me and good night from you. We might actually say that at the end of the podcast. Who knows? If we lose, Carl Simpson said, if we lose Philip, we'll be like, I know I made the right decision to watch the match.
Yeah.
Now,
oh dear, remind me.
If we lose, Philip may be arrested by the guard somewhere in Dublin, and he may be doing his match report from the cell. So we have to wait and see what happens.
Possibly. Yeah. Well, actually, that's very possible because my future son-in-law is a prison officer.
My sister-in-law is a guard. Yeah, and a good guard at that as well. Actually, she's very well. Yeah. She's a very good guard. Scares the shit out of me, but she's a good guard. Yeah. 8-2 Spurs. Domination. James Y. Watt, paratrooper. Now, I thought I was deluded and hyper, and I'm going down the bookings a bit better than that score tomorrow. There you go. I'm surprised he's given Arsenal 2 goals. Did he feel sorry for them? Yeah. I want an 8-0. Tequila says Dyer is no Doris the tea lady. That's for sure. Yeah, exactly, Tequila. Just for Doris. Just for Doris.
Oh, dear.
Tequila, we're going to get this going. # justice for Doris.
There we go.
Yeah. And we've got Greeks of Muckleby. She says, I'm a gooner, completely agree. Fandoms do not need to be toxic. Being a football fan is a painful existence.
It is when your team loses. It really is,
no, it's painful. Tottenham's all right. It's when you start following Ireland, that's when it gets painful. That's when you start.
Don't start them on Ireland. Lads, if you start them on Ireland, we'll be here till 2:00 in the morning. So,
yeah. We are going to talk a little bit about Ireland. Yeah, but they're painful, Philip. That is so painful. We've got Dan. Yeah, look, Philip's even got grayer. He's losing his hair because of Stephen Kenny. That worries me. I mean, when Philip started the season, he had a full afro. He really did. He looked like somebody out of Saturday Night Fever. He really did. He had a big head of hair, hairy chest, and everything. And Stephen Kenny took over, and look what they've done to the man. He's grey and he's
Shocking,
nearly lost his hair. It's shocking.
shocking.
Stephen Kenny, what? I mean, this man's only 25 years of age. Look, he looks 100.
That's your 36 of Ireland now, Dermot. Come on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Daniela says, random question, but are Volovich and Irvine water the same? Taste same? All bottled water tastes the same? Still water? I think
think
it's
it
done
does.
out of I think it's done out of a tap, personally. I think they've taken the leaf out of the Del Boy book. Do it out your
Peckham
kitchen.
Spring.
Peckham
It's
Spring.
Peckham
There you
Spring.
go. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Philip is starting his own water company called Leitrim Spring.
Well, lots of water
So,
down here, that's for sure.
yeah. So if you're losing water around Leitrim near Philip Brady's house, you know what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. If it turns yellow, Philip, just run.
that's right. That's right.
Daniela says, "What random? I know. This is what the podcast is about, isn't it, Philip?"
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know what subject we go off on. It's just one of them
No,
things, you know.
it's this podcast is great fun because me and Philip sort of let loose, aren't we? We're sort of the
Yeah.
reins are off.
We have
Just
an
don't,
agenda, but we rarely keep to it.
yeah. Just don't mention the water, Philip. He'll go on for hours about it. It's a bit like Uncle Albert, really.
During the war.
Well, when actually, I was speaking to, I think it was Mia. We're not sure if your Uncle Albert or Granddad out of Only Fools and Horses. We're actually
Yeah,
not
no,
sure yet. We're a bit stuck between the two. So I tell you what, chat. If Philip was in Only Fools and Horses, would it be Uncle Albert or Granddad? Put it in there. Let's see what the chat say. I actually might
and
put
if
it as a poll,
Dermot,
actually.
would he be, let me see, Trigger or Mickey Pierce?
That's what I'm saying to that one.
You're getting away with that one, I'll tell you.
No,
Yeah.
I'm actually going to do a poll, right? Do you want to go through the comments there, Philip?
What's the last one?
Tottenham 9-1.
The comments are hopping here, aren't they?
Yeah.
And Carl Simpson's telling me I can't go on Sunday. Yeah. Where's it coming up?
Yeah, because you keep pressing it twice. You're definitely Grandad.
The show, and it's not coming up. There we are. Carl Simpson, there you go, Philip. Say you can't go on Sunday as you're on the run, and if you see he will put you back in prison. Yeah, he probably would, actually. Yeah, he probably would. And Tequila both come from the same tap, Daniela. Yeah, exactly. And Daniela's given the thumbs up to that. Tequila says, I was the Fonz before Kelly took over. I never actually watched the Fonz, watched the Happy Days, so I couldn't really comment on that. But I'll take your point. I'll take your word for it. Geeks of Muckleby saying, I'm a he. Sometimes I wear a dress, but that is only on Kinky Thursdays. Mia, come back quick. I said 2-1 Arsenal after being 1-0 down. Havertz hitting the winner after coming on as a sub. I think Havertz might come good for you eventually, but it's taken a bit of a while, you know. He didn't do much at Chelsea. Can he do better at Arsenal? We shall see.
There you go. It's in the poll now. The question is, if Philip was in Only Fools and Horses, who would Philip be? Grandad or Uncle Albert? So there you go. There's one person's picked Grandad. Next week I will do. I
could be switching off very quickly here. Daniela Zito says plain digestive or chocolate digestive. Chocolate digestive all day long. Don't like plain chocolate.
Plain digestive. I'm disagreeing with you because I want to.
Yes, that's what I'm here for.
Here you go.
Yeah, if you go back, I'm having trouble getting these comments up. Could you go back and start putting them up? Because I can't.
Yeah, it's the funny fingers. It's the funny. You haven't got aliens in your house or something.
Funny finger.
That middle finger, is it? Yeah, I thought it was.
That's it.
It's the alien Philip has in the house. Philip has a UFO in the back of his garden, and they come in for dinner every night, and they love Philip's wife's cooking. So they've decided to stay and multiply in Philip's garden. So, which planet did say they were from? Planet Arsenal are going to lose.
No,
Chocolate.
actually,
We've got
do you see that finger there, Dermot? Donald Trump asked his wife, does that mean people are going to vote number one for me? He says, no, Donald, it doesn't.
Did he build a wall with that finger? Did he? That's how he measured it.
Don't start me on Donald Trump. That's going to lead.
Greeks from Muckle Beach, Father Jack, or from Father Ted. Yeah.
Oh, come on now, come on, Father Jack. Jesus,
Tequila agrees.
Oh, Father Jack. I mean, brilliant character, absolutely brilliant. You know, it's just without even thinking more like Father Ted than Father Jack. Father Jack.
No, I thought you were a bit like Dougal. That'd be me, actually. I'd be Dougal, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I love these podcasts. So to sort of go, we've got the title like a matter of life and death, and we're talking about Father Ted. It's so
everything
ridiculous.
Else,
Yeah, everything else bar live with that.
Yeah, but just you see those comedies we're talking about there, Father Ted and Porridge and all that, and Only Fools and Horses. Why is a good not comedy like that been made anymore? It is just so good. It'll never ever be beaten. Never ever be beaten. Brilliant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, that's right. Sorry. Now I know right. Yeah, the poll at the moment, Philip, is 5 votes in. 80% says your granddad. 20% says your Uncle Albert. So granddad at the moment. We've got James YI Paratrooper. Hat trick for Sonny. Woohoo! A brace for Kulu and Richie. Yeah. First go for Brennan. Come on, you Spurs. We never stop. And that's our new motto, isn't it? We never stop. Because we've got Ange Ball. What Arsenal have got? Arsenal have Lego Tinky Winky Man.
Tinky Winky Lego Man.
Tinky Winky Lego Man. Try saying that when you're drunk. Tinky Winky Lego Man. Carl Simpson says, neither Arkwright for my... Yeah, do you know what? There is a bit of Arkwright about Philip, actually. You saying that? I think there is a little bit of Arkwright about you.
Yeah, that's the Ronnie Barker, the Ronnie Corbett, the Ronnie Barker version. Yeah.
I think there is, Philip. I can see the resemblance. Do you have a dodgy till, do you?
I was going to say that. No, I don't know.
No. You don't have you don't go up ladders in people's houses either, do you?
Only when I have to. Sorry, I didn't mean that.
No, of course you did. Where's Mrs. Brady? I hope she's not hearing this.
No, she's out for the night. Mary's gone out for the night, so she's playing bridge.
Is she? No, that's what she's told you, Philip. But I've heard she's gone nightclubbing up in Dublin.
No, it's definitely bridge. Bridge is her version of nightclubbing. You know.
Yeah.
How's she doing
on that, by the way? How's she doing on that, by the way?
She's a master player. She's a master. She's one of the top players in Ireland.
So she's the Bruce Lee of bridge, then, basically.
Well, I don't know about the Bruce Lee now, but she's more maybe the Muhammad Ali. I don't know. She stings like a butterfly, swims like a bee, whatever it is, stings like a bee. Yeah. No, they're Friday nights at bridge.
Yeah, but Philip is a bit like, well, but Philip's doing the rhymes now. Yeah. Philip floats like a butterfly and stings like a bee. And 2 is sea stars, and then he has 3.
No, keep going.
Keep going. Don't give up the day job, don't give up the day job, Daniel, it's it for me. I can stand things that are plain. At least something needs to be coated with chocolate in a biscuit cake. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't mind chocolate in general. I hate dark chocolate. Dark chocolate, I cannot stand, Philip. I really can't.
No, I don't like that.
No. But no, plain biscuit for me. Domo, have you seen Dexter's Laboratory cartoon? That is you. No, I haven't. We're going to look it up now.
Someone's comparing Dermot to someone now. Yeah, good.
Yeah. Andrew Gregory. Dermot would be Norman Stanley Fletcher in Porridge.
Thank you, Andrew. I love it. Thank you.
Who's Norman Stanley Fletcher? Is he the
It's
Ronnie Bucket?
Ronnie Barker's character. Do you know? Did
Oh
you ever
yeah,
the? I think I told this before. Do you know that if anyone ever watches Porridge, there's a
yeah,
character in it called Mr. Mackay, the chief
yeah.
warden, right? And he's a strict Presbyterian, and he's talking
Mm.
about the what did you do before the? I suppose you told your wife. He says, I suppose you told your wife you're away working on a North Sea oil rig, while
Mm.
you're in prison. He says, no. He says, tell them I'm doing missionary work in Scotland. And the other one was about sex in Glasgow was only allowed when Rangers beat Celtic. So you wouldn't get away with it now. They'd be absolutely
No.
shut down for jokes like that now.
Yeah, yeah. Like we would be in this YouTube channel if you keep going, Mister.
I know it's after 9 o'clock. We're all right.
Yeah,
It's after
we're
9
okay,
o'clock.
and we're after them. But we've got Greeks of Muckaby chocolate hobnob is, but I've never had a chocolate hobnob.
Do you know something, Dermot? I think I remember about 4 hours ago we mentioned when we're getting on to the fan meeting during the week. We haven't got there yet.
No, we are getting there.
It's 5 o'clock. We mentioned it,
It was, yeah. We've got the chat is hopping, Philip.
Dermot
and Philip.
That was brilliant. The Driscoll brothers.
Yeah. Oh dear, I don't know which one is which, Philip, but that was funny.
Tony and which one's the other one? But anyway.
Yeah. Hang on. Carl's just. Oh yeah. Hang on. I am going to save that. I am going to bring it. Right. I've just saved that now. Carl sent me a picture. We've got. It is like me actually. Greeks of Muckaby. Would you like a sandwich, Father?
As long as they're from the bottom of that huge big pile that was made, and they're egg, aren't they? Yeah, I hate egg sandwiches.
Do you want a cup of tea? Go on. Go on. Do you want a cup of tea? Go on.
Go on. And you see the one time when Dermot Maud comes down during the night, Mrs. Dawes standing in the living room with a pot of tea in her hand. She comes it down every night just in case, And the other one was about the sheep. The sheep, and I have maybe the sheep would like some tea. Surely you haven't got tea for sheep? Yes, I have. She says. Oh dear.
Oh dear. Right, sorry, I've just had to save that again.
I don't like the sound of that.
Now, Mrs. Doyle is. Oh, I'm not going to say that. I'm not saying that. I am not. No way. I am. Me and Philip are pleading the fifth on that one. We're really pleading the fifth. We've got Lily White, brilliant stuff, lads. Big up Lily White Lane. Great seeing again. We've got Tequila. World's gone 2PC for stuff nowadays, Philip. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was even watching an episode. I watched a bit of. I don't know if anyone's seen the film Blazing Saddles.
Yeah,
probably the most irreverent Western ever made. Some of the stuff in that, they get arrested if they tried it these days. Some of the language in it.
Philip, I'm bringing up a picture now for everyone that's listening to this on Spotify. Does this look like me?
Absolute spitting image. It's a self-portrait.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. The glass, apart from the red hair. I don't like the red hair.
No, I think it suits you.
All right, then, Carl, piss off. Big up, Carl. All right. Should we get back to football, Philip? That's what this is.
I think so.
Yeah. Lily White Lane says Fools and Horses, the best comedy show ever. Yeah, there is so many.
Every Saturday and Sunday on UK Gold, they show all the episodes again. I've seen some of them 50 times, and they're still funny.
Yeah. We've got James Y.I. Paratrooper. Don't be proud of doing the right thing. Just do it. Big Ange Postecoglou. Never give up. I watched some Little Britain last night. No way that gets on national TV nowadays. I never watched.
Little Britain.
I never did watch Little Britain. Never did watch
superb.
it.
It's superb.
Yeah.
It's not for the faint-hearted. I mean, some of the stuff in it is really. It's border breaking. It goes through breaks barriers everywhere. We would not get away with it today.
You cannot make comedy like that anymore, as people are too quickly to take offense. Open All Hours was not. Yeah, it was. I loved Open All Hours.
Brilliant.
We We have Tottenham Tom. Big up Tottenham Tom. Haven't seen you before. Welcome to Thfc Till I Die, the home of Tottenham past, present, and Philip's exciting future as he goes on destinations around the world. A new series called "Come with Philip" as he runs away from the tax man.
Don't you dare! I did my tax return this week. I'm fully up to date.
Oh, did you? Yeah. What did the tax man say to you? Here, Philip, you can have it back.
He hasn't stopped laughing yet.
No. He's probably an Arsenal fan.
Probably. I seem to run into them with alarming frequency these days.
Yeah. Tottenham, big up Tottenham Tom. He said Richie to come on and get the winner. Do you know what? I think that would happen, Philip.
Oh boy.
I think that would happen. Greeks of Muckaby. I see Ronnie Baker. Can I have 4 candles?
4 candles, yeah. Brilliant. 4 candles. Oh, lovely.
Oh dear. The Keeler says better than her being the Mike Tyson. Might come back with a piece of Oh dear. Lily White Lane says Jolly Boy Outons is arguably the greatest ever sitcom.
Yeah. I agree with
for
that.
me, for me, the best one for me, Philip, is 2 minutes when he falls through the bar.
Oh,
when he says to Trigger, hello, do you know the 2 girls eyeing them up? He thinks he's on a winner. We're in here. And the one is with the cards when Boyce's cheating him.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah.
And it's
2 pairs.
So yeah, you can have everything in the flat. The cars, the tellies, the clothes, the deep freeze, everything. You know, I was absolutely brilliant. I swear to God, right? Daryl Boy had the biggest heart in the world, but he was a bit of an idiot, to be fair.
Yeah.
His intentions were right.
Remember the one when they went to paint the Chinese restaurant? Because he rang up the guy and told him there was going to be a health inspector coming around. You know, when they opened the door and a cat ran out and he says, "That's number 32 going off the menu."
Yeah. Oh dear. We've got Daniela Zito. I like dark chocolate. Milk chocolate is a bit boring. White chocolate is okay. Yeah, I actually would agree with that, Daniela.
Okay,
yeah, and maybe we should rename this podcast "Anything Goes Friday." Greek says
only fools and Derma. That's what we call it.
Yeah. Do you know what? That's actually not. That's a good name for an extra podcast, actually, Philip, where we talk about comedy. Want to drink, Father? Oh yeah. She was brilliant in Father Ted. I love Father Ted. I think it's the best comedy ever. Blazing Saddles, never mind tests.
Yeah, Blazing Saddles is brilliant. Oh my God.
Yeah. Tequila says nose is exactly like your nose, Dermo. Oh, thanks, Tequila. We've got Lily White Lane. Never mind that shit. Here comes. And we've got Wilton McDonald. This man is a legend. He is an absolute Tottenham legend. This man, Philip. He ranks with you in legend status. I mean, we all know, right? We all know you're just Ireland's answer to Daniel O'Donnell in the Tottenham world. We know that. You know, you're just you're Ireland now. Wilton is American's version of Elvis. There you go, Wilton. And I hope you take that as a compliment, sir. Both Tottenham legends. Yeah, both Tottenham legends who've seen Tottenham win, lose, relegated, come up again, win trophies, fight in the stands, fight outside the stands, fight in the pubs. I bet Philip and Wilton had a few punch-ups together. They were brothers in arms back in the day.
No, I always avoided that.
Yeah, I know, Philip. I know, I'm joking, but take that as a compliment, Philip. You're the Tottenham Elvis. I hope you take that as a compliment anyway.
It makes a change in stuff you know about me.
Yeah, well, I was thinking about changing that, Philip. I mean, I had a dream the other night that you were actually in the Beatles. You were John Lennon of the Beatles.
All right, okay. I could handle that.
Yeah, well, there you go. You're the Irish. Yeah, that's the problem. She arrives tomorrow.
Oh God!
Forgot to tell you. Yeah,
bring me back as Ringo Starr then.
Yeah, she arrives tomorrow by courier. DPD delivery. Wilton McDonald. Good evening, night, gents. First time in 4 years. I'm confident we will get a win at the Emirates. Yeah, we all are. I think we'll
Emptiness
get a
Stadium.
two. Yeah, 1-2 result. Then I will say still, we have not played anyone. Do you know what? I'm really annoyed about that coming forward, Philip. That to say we've not played anyone. Who have
Yeah,
Arsenal
that
played?
always say.
Who's Arsenal played?
They played Liverpool, didn't they?
Yeah, they played a very bad. We dominated Man United, which we don't
Yeah.
normally do. So big
Yeah,
up
that's
Wilton
true.
anyway. As I said, the Elvis of the Tottenham world, and Philip is the John Lennon with Oko coming tomorrow. DPD delivery. Wanderers wouldn't be allowed on TV anymore. No, they wouldn't. That is for sure. We've got NS Sports TV, big Chelsea fan, big up NS Sports TV. We're sending our deepest regrets and consolations to the to how you are at the moment, the state of your club. Agent Poch is doing the job we sent him to do. He's he's doing a good job, Agent Poch, and he will be returning back to Tottenham when his mission is accomplished. Apparently, he was seen taking notes of Terry Neal, Philip, before he went to Chelsea.
They couldn't get a better.
Yeah, well, he was comparing notes what he did at Tottenham back in the 70s. But bigger than that sports. Great to see you in, sir, and I hope you're doing all right, and everyone, your family and that are doing all right as well. We've got Greeks of Muckaby, the chandelier, yeah, granddad. Oh, the poll. Talking about the poll. Oh, it's tight. It's tightening up, Philip. 11 votes. If Philip was in Only Fools and Horses, who would Philip be? 55% say granddad. 45% said Uncle Albert. So it's narrowing. It's narrowing.
During the war.
No, it's not decided yet, Philip. Just see, as soon as you said that, Granddad's taking the bigger lead now. The actor who, yeah. During the 1939-1945 conflict with Germany,
I thought that was the best.
Yeah, I thought that was the best one, brother. NS Sports TV sees the actor who played Trigger in. Yeah, he was a massive Spurs fan.
Roger Lloyd Clark, yeah, he was big Spurs fan. Yeah.
And a very good actor as well, Philip, I have to say.
Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. The 17 handles and 14 heads,
that's coming, brilliant. Actually. That is coming next. Lydia White Lane, I've got 2 acres and another 2 acres.
Yeah. The one when Trigger says he came down to ring the doorbell and Rodney answered it. His Dell said he'd give me a lift to the pub. And Rodney says, but you have to pass the pub to get here. I know, but Dell said he'd give me a lift.
I tell you one thing. Greeks of Muckaby says, "Oh, Trigger, the old brew had 17 new heads and 14 new handles." Oh, dear. Leader White Lane says, "Only Fools is so good as it's hilarious. Also, thugs on your heartstrings at times. My favorite moment is when Albert's reacting to Rodney's state when Rodney came home." Right. What's that bit when him and Cassandra split up and he was going out with the girl from the tire
shop or something?
Yeah. Oh, I thought that was brilliant. When he put coffee into the gravy, he thought it was a gravy grind. It wasn't. It was coffee, and they're putting coffee over their roast dinner. Oh, that's so funny. Dermot, your agent will call you in the morning. They want you to play a young Pat Rice in the Arsenal beginning of the end. Yeah, I'm going to turn that role down. Lily White Lane, I think when they bury Granddad with the vicar's hat, after going to the actors, after going, that is actually a true story. They went to
they went to the funeral. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
but that hat was brilliant. That was so funny. Yeah. And then we've got Roger Lloyd Pack. That's right. We've got Tequila, Agent Perch learning from Agent Rafa from Everton. Oh, that's true, Tequila. I wouldn't laugh, Dermot. You're a Boise.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
No offense, Carl.
Did you ever watch the Green Grass, which is the follow-up to?
It was funny. That was hilariously.
Yeah.
Who is the fella, right, Philip? He kept saying, "No. Yes. Was that at the Vicar of Dibley?
It could be. I didn't watch the Vicar of Dibley. Didn't
I
watch it.
did. I loved the Vicar of Dibley. It is so funny, especially at the end when it is the most funniest. Apart from Only Fools and Horses, the Vicar of Dibley is so funny. I love it. Lily White Lane says best trigger line is when they go to the depot and Dale said to Trigger about it being open 24 hours a day. Trigger said, "Yeah, but not at night."
But you know, the guy that wrote this was absolute genius.
He was.
John Sullivan.
He really was. Carl Simpsons, and when they get hold of the stolen satellite from Gatwick on the
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Why are you crying? Why
Yeah,
are you crying? Yeah.
Where did you get it from? He didn't say.
He brought a whole continent to a standstill. Vicar of Dibley says Melberger and Wilton McDonald. Philip remember a lot more than I, but I've seen the bad, the good, and the ugly from Tottenham. I didn't see the games played on Saturdays.
Oh,
yeah. And then DJ Samuel says, Uncle Albert, who's Raquel? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
He lived in the same flat with her for ages. And who's Raquel? And then we've got Tony Angelino. Can you? I can't. Is it crying?
Yeah. He picked all the songs with W's in it.
If anyone actually has tuned into this podcast, this is a Tottenham podcast, by the way. This isn't just some.
Maybe Dell was a Tottenham fan. Well, Trigger was, so we'll use that as
we use that.
Tribute to
tribute to Trigger. Greeks from Maccabee says, from an Arsenal supporter's perspective, I think you'll have a very good season. 5th spot will be the minimum you'll get. You have your zest back. Right.
Yeah.
Greeks of Maccabee. We're gonna finish 2nd, and we're going there. Now, 5th is probably where you're gonna finish. Philip, do you want to answer? I've done my deluded away with the fairy stuff. Go on.
Listen, I think now I'm going to be really fair on this one now. In all fairness, I think both of us will finish in the top 5.
Yeah.
Now, who finishes where? I don't know where, but I'd say Arsenal probably have the jump on us because just they're a little bit further down the road in the project than we are. But we'll not be far behind you, and I'll tell you, we'll be snapping at your coattails the whole way to the end of the season. So, so it's going to be close. But there'll be 2 London teams in the top 5.
Yeah, and 5th could get you Champions League as well, Philip. Don't forget.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we've got Gary. Are you okay, Gary? Do you remember? Gary. What's your name? Gary. Lily Whiteley says, Only Fools on Tottenham. There you go. That's actually a very good podcast name, actually, Philip.
Yeah. Sums it up, really.
It does, really. It does. Anyway, Philip, we were talking about the fan forum.
Hours ago,
before we got completely distracted. Talking about biscuits, who Philip is and who he should be, who he was, who he wasn't, who he could be, who he might be. I heard last he was a squirrel, but he's looking well for being a squirrel. I last heard he was Yogi the Bear. That's what I heard in his previous life. Anyway, if you Yogi, I'm Boo Boo. Right, Philip, do you want to read this out? Go on.
Right, Levy and members of his family own just under 30% of 86.58 controlling share in the club. And he admitted that the North London outfit had received offers over the years from the Middle East, Far East, and the US, but nothing has been put on our table that we felt had been in the interest of shareholders. Now so that's look, that. In other words, he's saying that there has been offers in the past.
Now, this comes out that, Philip, that Levy would be willing to sell his stake at Tottenham. Now, if we've had, and he goes on to say, Philip, well, look, this is it. I've done it wrong, but you read the second, but this is the first one. Daniel Levy opens up on his own Tottenham future and explains about the Harry Kane clause. When asked about his future, selling a stake in the club, the Spurs chairman said in the interview, this is for Bloomberg, I think. I've got no real interest to leave Tottenham, but I have a duty to consider anything that anyone may want to propose. It's not about me. 22 years it's been about you. It's about what's right for the club. You've never put the club first. This is what got me about this statement, Philip. Apart from this season, 21 years, he's never put the club first, in
Right.
my opinion. So, what do you read out of all of that, Philip? And then saying we've had offers from the America, we've had offers from the US, we've had offers from the Far East. Is it a case to cling to power, Philip, or has it not been the right offer?
Bit of both.
Yeah.
I can see, like, for all his faults, he is a Tottenham fan, right? He wants the best for the club. And by the end of that speech, he'd opened up to say that if an offer came in now, they would consider it if it was suitable if it was a suitable offer. So that to me is a come and get me to Kuwaitis or Qataris or whoever might have the money to buy us. And I saw today that a figure of
Or
2
Michael
billion could actually
Martin. Yeah, or Michael Martin, or Leo, or
billion,
Mary. What's her name? Sinn Féin lady. What's her name? Mary
Mary Lou,
McDonald. Mary Lou.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, so I think it could be the beginning of the end for Levy if that's to come and get me to a potential buyer.
I think so.
So with the Man
I think
United
so.
thing not settled yet. Like whoever's an underbidder in Man United could easily move in and get Spurs for a lot less than United are going to cost.
Look, Philip. Look, we're very level-headed on this channel when it comes to Levy, aren't we? We've always tried to be.
We'll criticize him and we'll give him credit if he deserves it.
Yeah, and it is to the detriment that we have got abuse over it, haven't we? Personally, from other channels and from people on Twitter, because we're not. How can I put it? We're not in the Levy out mode. We've seen it enough over the years. Philip, you me can remember well enough us nearly going out of business.
Yeah, Irving Scholar.
You looking at from a, don't take this please wrong, but you looking at through an older fan's eyes and me looking at through a teenage lad's eyes, where you've seen a lot more of Tottenham than me, but me thinking I'm not going to support another club, and you looking it through, I've seen us win stuff from boy to man, and now I'm seeing my club disappear. So we give Levy credit when credit is due, and criticism is due.
Yeah.
Do you think it was big of him to admit he made a mistake over Conte or Mourinho, or do you think, as Martin Keown said today on Talk Sport with Simon Jordan, that it's Levy's fault all the way along? He didn't back the managers. He didn't give them what they wanted. So the blame lies directly with him. It's got nothing to do with the players and nothing to do with the managers.
So that's, I don't always agree with Simon Jordan, and he might be a little bit over the top.
That was Martin Keown.
Well, I definitely don't agree with anything he says. Because, like, let's face it, there's never been an objective or a reasonable comment about Tottenham ever come out of the mouth of an Arsenal pundit. It's just not the way. Likewise, we don't say things about them that are complimentary. So it works both ways. But no, it's not all Levy's fault. And for him to come out and make an admission like that, that is good progress. But then again, he's only confirming what we all thought and we all knew anyway. So he did make a mistake. But then again, at the time, we all thought they were great appointments. It's only the subsequent football that was produced that made us change our mind and deciding that neither of those guys were suitable for Tottenham. So, it's not all Daniel Levy's fault. He was like the rest of us. He thought it was going to be good and could easily have been good. But this time, I kept saying, if he gets it wrong this time, I don't think there's any comeback for him. I think this is last chance saloon. And that's why Ange Postecoglou must be like manna from heaven to him now when he sees a manager that after 3 or 4 games, the fans are chanting his name.
Yeah. Since we're on the topic of movies, do you like Harry Potter?
Yeah, I do. I wouldn't be mad.
I don't mind Harry Potter. I don't mind Harry Potter. Greeks of Muckaby says, I do believe Tottenham's biggest weakness is the boardroom. Do you know what? I would agree with that.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I wouldn't disagree. Now, hopefully that's going to change with the new structure now. The Scott Munners come in now and taking a lot of the football stuff off Daniel Levy. So that may be a thing in the past now, hopefully.
Yeah. Carl Simpson, who is winning the competition at the moment because nobody else has actually put in anything. I think the 008 comment, Philip, was the best one. So Carl is
I
in
think
line.
Carl's book now at this stage. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is it. I thought you were Fred and Barney from the Flintstones. Well, Philip's Fred and I'm Barney. Um, I played football at a decent level on Saturday. So I don't get chance to go to the games. It wasn't good Saturday for me if they lost and I lost. Oh
Yeah,
no, I bet not.
I remember. But
This
Wilson,
is
back
Greek.
in those days, Spurs were very good at home. We rarely lost at home. It was the
Yeah,
away form that
just
was the
kept.
problem.
Yeah, Greeks and Maccabees says top five will be likely be City.
Arsenal,
Um, Thank
Liverpool,
you.
Newcastle,
Liverpool,
Tottenham.
Newcastle, Tottenham. Fifth
Yeah, I
spot
wouldn't
does get
disagree.
Champions League. No, I do disagree. I think it's going to be Arsenal fifth, Tottenham second.
I'm not taking that's the order. I think that's the five that's going to be in the top five.
Oh yeah, I do. I do too, Philip. I totally agree with you. And he says, "Well said, Philip. He is a gooner." That's Daniel Levy. I don't think I
Mm.
disagree when you say Daniel Levy's a
I
Tottenham
don't know
fan.
if he is or not. I mean, I know he's
Daniel,
made a lot of money out of Tottenham, but I don't think he's a
yeah,
gooner. No, I don't think
Philip.
so.
Daniel Levy wouldn't. Daniel Levy was asked when his first Tottenham match was you me be able to tell you the game, the score, the what day it was, what we did in the morning. He said all he could say was, "I remember the smell of burgers." That
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be
true.
any decade or any game.
Yeah, could be any team
I
either.
don't know. I don't know. Anyway, Philip, look, a couple of questions here, and then we are going to end off with a little bit of banter about the North London derby coming up and Ireland as well. So watch out for that. Very quickly, Philip, with all the weekend, will the midweek Arsenal give Spurs a fitness edge? Look,
Mm,
I think
yeah.
Tottenham have an edge here because they didn't play during the week.
Mm. Yeah, I think they might have. Like, I mean, okay, I know Arsenal played very well against PSV and beat them handsomely, but like the build up and the actual execution of a Champions League game on a Wednesday does take it out of your legs a little bit, even though this is early in the season. So I'd say Tottenham might be just a little bit fresher as the game wears on. About 70 minutes, 75 minutes. That's when we might be able to make our extra bit of fitness pay there. I'm hoping that's what happens. But then again, in a North London derby, it's form goes out the window. Everything goes out the window. So
Yeah, it
be
does.
prepared for anything to happen.
For me, I think Tottenham will in the 70th minute. I agree with you on that, Philip. I really do. I can't disagree with that. Why did Scott Mons sack the chief scout? Now, look, I've got a theory on this, Philip. I think he was already on the way out anyway, and he just stuck around to do the job. Scott Mons is from the City Group, so I trust what he's doing. If he thinks we need somebody better, we need somebody better. So, do you feel? Do you feel Scott Mond has made a mistake here, or do you think, we see what he does? Well, I'll trust him now till he proves me wrong.
No, I think the decision was made by the present incumbents up to before Scott Munn came, and they just told Scott Munn, "Here, Scott, first day of the job is your first job. Sack the chief scout," and he did it. I think that's what happened. Scott Munn could have no reason to. Well, he could have, but officially he shouldn't have because he's not supposed to have been working for the club, but he has been for the last while, as we know. So I'd say that's just given. There's something behind it. There's obviously a story behind that.
Yeah, there is
We'll probably
something behind it.
probably never know what it is.
And the last quick question to you, Philip, is: did Daniel Levy make any new friends at this week's meeting?
Fans might be too strong a word. I'd say a lot of people might have just changed their opinion of him slightly. The fact that he was so forthright about making the mistake with Mourinho and Conte. So, while maybe not fans, but I think people might just begin to see him in a slightly different, better light. Now, that's not going to change a lot of fans. The majority of the Dan Levy out brigade are not going to be swayed by anything Daniel Levy says. So it's only going to be the moderates that might change their mind moderately. Yeah, maybe he's not such a bad lad after all, but none of us, I think, will be sorry to see him say bye-bye to the club, regardless.
I don't. No, I don't think so. Well, McDonald says, I do believe we'll finish higher than most fans think. I only see the citizens above us.
Yeah, that's it. Wilton's agreeing with you there. Second.
Yeah, see? Philip, you got to get along the Dermatron train. You can't keep just standing on the platform. Just get on my train, be as deluded as you like and just enjoy yourself. We will never stop, Philip. Remember that. Yeah.
I'm supporting the Spurs too long to ever go the full Monty on us. I'll always be a little bit behind it because I know the way things normally go with us.
Philip,
I'm
you should
hoping I'm
know
wrong. I'm hoping
you
I'm
should
wrong.
you should know me well enough by now to know what I'm like. You should know that I'm
Oh, I
as
do.
deluded as the next man coming. Um,
As long as the next man is who? Let me see. Donald
look,
Trump.
look, I've lost bets on Tottenham, and I had to get a tattoo on my arm of another channel, and I did get it done, by the way.
Right.
And I, you know, I'm as deluded. I said we'll win. I said we'd win the league, and we didn't. Um, Carl Simpson says I heard Gabbiadini had 6 Serie A teams after him. He wanted to go home to Italy. Ah, he wanted
Yeah,
to go
that
and
could
see
be it.
Conte.
Could be it.
Yeah, it could be it. And Carl Simpson said, "Yeah, get on Big D's party bus. Yeah, get on. Carl's driving. You can't drink, Carl." Ha ha ha. Now,
Hope the
very
drive is
quickly, Philip,
over.
as we take that off, we come to the end of this entertaining podcast. Whew. They are going to come for me. Ireland dropped 55th in the latest FIFA rankings. Now, when my mate and your mate, Stephen Kenny, genius as he is, for playing tiddlywinks, took over the Ireland job, we were 33 in the world in the FIFA rankings. Do you know, in the top 30, doing quite nicely, moving up bit by bit. He comes in and we're down to 55th in the world.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sorry, Philip. I'm going to have to say it. Will you please fucking just go, man? I don't care if we got games coming up. Do me a favor and go. I don't want you in the Ireland job. I don't want you managing our players. I don't want you managing the tea lady in the Aviva Stadium. I don't care. Just go. You're a disaster. You're an embarrassment. You are an absolute idiot. You could not manage your way out of a paper bag if you had 2 trying to get at you. You cannot manage a football club. You cannot manage a national side. We are a laughing stock of world football. Ireland used to get to tournaments. All right. We didn't get to every tournament, but we had Big Jack Charlton took us to 2 major tournaments. Mick McCarthy took us to a major tournament. Even bloody Trapattoni, who was boring as hell to watch, took us to a tournament. We had Roy Keane and the Leicester Nottingham Forest player, Martin O'Neill, took us to a tournament. You've come along and you've undone all that work. Jack Charlton's turning in his grave. Mick Collins is scratching his head somewhere in heaven. And as for Dev, he doesn't know what you've done. So do us all a favour. Just get on the boat, go somewhere as far as Greenland, and go and manage the Eskimo United. They want you. Go. Sorry, Philip, for the rant.
For anyone that was listening to that, just in case you didn't quite get it, Dermot is not a fan of Stephen Kenny. Just in case he didn't quite make it clear there, for anyone that might be just wondering what way he sits on the fence, he's not Dermot, he's not Stephen Kenny's number 1 fan. He's not even Stephen Kenny's number 9,437,000 fan. So just to clarify that.
And here comes the voice of reason, Philip. How do you follow that? Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. What's your thoughts on that, Philip?
Well, we were 33rd when he came in, I think, and now we're 55th. So at least one thing's constant anyway. We still have the 2 same digits in our placing. That's about the high point of what we're at.
That's true. Yeah.
No, the problem is, Dermot, as we know, be realistic about it. Stephen Kenny is going to be there for the next 3 matches. After that, he'll be gone. We'll have to for a bit longer.
Yeah. We've got Lily White Lane. Quite simple to sort this problem out. Sack Kenny out of his depth. Didn't even do a brilliant job in the Irish League. But rather have. No, that's a bold one. Solskjaer. Now
Don't
that's
know
a
what the
bold
United.
move.
Yeah,
Carl
yeah,
Simpson. Do you know what? Steve Bruce was look. Do you know Steve Bruce nearly played for Ireland?
yeah. I heard that story. Yeah, yeah.
He was closer to playing for Ireland than he was playing for England.
Mm-hmm.
We've got Lily White Lane. Quite simple to sort this problem out. Oh yeah, I've read that one. Stephen Kenny is the Eric Dyer of international football.
Oh, God, is that bad?
Lily White Lane. Get Roy Keane in. Yeah, I fully back
Yeah.
that. Yeah,
Robbie
fully
Keane.
back
I
that.
back Robbie Keane.
I want Roy Keane. Go full
No,
for it.
if Roy Keane did a Glasgow kiss on the FAI before they appointed him, he wouldn't even get the job. Roy Keane's too controversial. Robbie Keane mightn't be.
Carl Simpson says, and if any of you didn't realise, Dermot is the chairman of the Stephen Kenny fan club.
He's the only member as well, but don't tell anybody.
Yeah. And Andrew Gregory said he speaks very well of you, Dermot. Yeah, I don't care what Stephen Kenny says to me. I think he's an idiot. I honestly do. I seriously, Philip will tell you from day one, wasn't I, Philip? I was Kenny out. From day one, from the day he was appointed.
Yeah, yeah.
And I've stuck you and Dave Harris and Ollie Dermo. Give him a chance. He's got the youth. He's bringing the youth through. He's an idiot. Right now, I did a bit of research earlier, Philip, and I'm actually going to give this last bit to the podcast to you, Philip. Now, these are players that have gone from either Tottenham to Arsenal or Arsenal to Tottenham, as you can see.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jimmy Bryan, did you ever hear of him?
Jimmy Bryan? No, never heard of him. No. He was the fifth highest scorer in Arsenal's history. Jeez, he scored a lot of goals for Arsenal.
He did.
The first player to play for both North London sides after the Gunners left Woolwich. That's another story. Well, he made a whopping 232 for Arsenal. He only made 34 for Spurs. And he came to Spurs after Arsenal. He was 7 years at Arsenal. So he obviously came to us when he was in the twilight of his career.
Yeah. So there's number one. Number two is George Hunt. Now, I said to you, I thought this is a Liverpool player, didn't I? And
that's Roger Hunt, you're thinking of. Roger Hunt.
Yeah, Roger Hunt. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah. Maybe that's his dad.
I don't know. While Bryan's Arsenal career was winding down, George Hunt's Spurs was just beginning. After arriving from Chesterfield, he bagged 138 goals and 198. Jeez, that's a good goal ratio. Very good.
It is.
Hunt never won anything with Spurs, so obviously he won the league in his only year with Arsenal. Bloody typical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh. Now, in the next one.
Yeah. That's a great 138 goals. What's that?
That's a
goal every
ratio.
That
goal
is,
every game
it?
and a half. Game and a half.
Yeah.
It's less more than that. Very, very.
I love some of these names. Freddie Cox.
Yeah, this is another guy. Obviously, he was with Spurs during the 38. Now there would have been no football from World War II, so he went in as a fighter pilot. Oh, right. And played for Arsenal for 4 years afterwards. He did assist in the winning goal in the 1950 Cup final for Arsenal. Could have stayed with Spurs. He would have won a league medal. If he stayed till 51, he would have won a league medal with Spurs. But
he would have won two championships: 49, 50, 50, 51. Now look at that, Philip. That's you and me. That's got to be you and me. Look at us. Look at the two. Look at us both there. Back in the 1950s, Philip. Look at us.
1950s, yeah. Vic Groves, the one that got away for Spurs. Vic Groves was let go despite scoring 3 goals in his 4 games. He must have been on trial after brief spells with Walthamstow Avenue, and would later on he signed for Arsenal, making 201 appearances and becoming club captain. Did all right for himself, yeah. All right, so he's on trial with Spurs. He was found not guilty and went to Arsenal.
Shocking. Absolutely shocking. Then we've got Laurie Bound. Never heard of him either, Philip. Did you?
Yeah, he was mentioned in the book about the G-men. Apparently, before Alan Gilzine came to join Spurs, obviously he came about 1964. Jimmy Greaves was there. They tried to play Laurie Brown alongside Jimmy Greaves as a strike partner, but it failed miserably. He kind of tried this when Bobby Smith left, and he didn't do a very good job at all. So he actually came in from Arsenal and more or less slipped into oblivion after 1968. I think he left. 66, sorry.
Yeah.
He was a centre forward, but didn't
Yeah.
really score. This is a strange one. That Jimmy Robertson, he won the FA Cup
Mm.
with Spurs in 1967, then went across to the Gooners the following year. And David Johnson came in the other direction. He'll come along shortly in a minute as well. But Jimmy
Yeah.
Robertson was a great player for Spurs. I really liked him.
Mm. Yeah, he is. And then we've got Philip here. Sorry, we're going the wrong way. We've got then David Jenkins then.
Yeah, David Jenkins. Sorry, he's the one that did the swap with he came to Spurs when Robertson went to Arsenal, and I don't think he did much at all. Absolutely not.
He didn't. Then, of course, number 8. There's 15 of them. We've got Steve Walford. Now, I never heard of Steve Walford, but is he one of Terry Neal's secret agents as well?
Yeah, he would have left to go to Arsenal the year after Terry Neal left. So he would have brought him with him back to Arsenal. He scored one. He only played one league match with Tottenham, and he scored in it. But he won the FA Cup with Arsenal in 1978, I think. So
yeah, everyone's a winner, right? Yeah,
everyone's a winner, right?
Willie Young.
Yeah, Willie Young. Willie Young was a decent player for Spurs, actually, but again, went to Arsenal and won things. He was involved in our relegation season. He would have left at the end of the relegation season, followed Terry Neal back over to Arsenal. So he would have won trophies with Arsenal. He wasn't a bad player now, Willie Young. He wasn't the worst of them. Now this is the one that sickens me that he went to Arsenal. This was the biggest mistake we ever made, letting the player go to Arsenal. All because they wouldn't pay him the money he wanted. And it was not Bill Nick's fault. It was actually Keith Birkinshaw's fault. And that was the biggest mistake he made at Tottenham, was letting Pat Jennings go.
And he
admitted
that,
end of it. Sorry?
He did admit that, didn't he? That was one of his mistakes.
He did, absolutely. Just because they wouldn't pay Pat the money he wanted. You know, it shows you how tight things were at the time at Tottenham, under the Wales and the Richardsons, you know. And look what he went on and did. And he even played in the 1986 World Cup finals for Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Yeah. He played
now he's now as an ambassador for the club.
There's a pit.
Mario and himself together.
Who are the two other players with him, Philip?
Alan Gilzean and Alan Mullery. That's Alan Gilzean on the left.
Yeah.
Deceased. Again, the book. Class stuff.
And then with the appearances there, do you want to go through the numbers there? And then the bit at the end.
472 for Tottenham and 237 for Arsenal. While he's largely remembered as a legend at Spurs, Jennings is fondly thought of a figure of both. He's probably the most popular player to play for both clubs, if you know what I mean. Because nobody could dislike Pat Jennings. He's just one of those nature's gentlemen. So
I tell you one. I tell you once also, Philip. He also played. He actually went to Everton in '86. Didn't make an appearance for them.
Yeah, that's right. I think that was to keep his fitness up for the World Cup.
Yeah, and then he also came back to us as well for '86-'87 season. Do you hear that?
Yeah, he was an emergency goalkeeper. Yeah.
And then, of course, Philip, these are the last ones. The man who should not be named.
Number 11, we won't even mention him. Number 12, Rohan Ricketts.
I've got a question actually for number 14, actually. Yeah, okay. I'll let you get to 14. Go on.
Yeah, number 12, Rohan Ricketts. He played for Spurs. He actually came from Arsenal to Spurs. Stayed about 3 years. Didn't hardly make any first team appearances. I think he made a few maybe, but that was it. He was gone. David Bentley. This is the guy that got totally disillusioned with football and retired very early, but not before he scored that wonder goal against his old club in 2010, 9 or 10, wherever it was. It was actually in Harry Redknapp's first North London derby. He scored that marvelous goal. And he was also involved in the famous incident at Man City when we got into the Champions League in 2009 or 10, when he got the bucket of water and poured it over Harry Redknapp. Remember that one? Yeah. But he wasn't a bad player. But go on, what number 14, Gareth? What are you going to say about him?
What's he most famous for in the Tottenham shirt?
Nobody's most famous for an Arsenal shirt, sitting on the ball and refusing to go off the pitch at one stage. I don't know what about Tottenham.
He's the last Spurs player to score the winner at the Emirates Stadium for Tottenham.
No.
Yeah.
Was that Well, was that in a cup game? It wasn't a league match because it was Yunus
It was the
Kabul
last.
scored the winner. And
Oh, the
Yunus
Kabul. That's
Kabul
well,
scored
I
the,
got it confused. Sorry, I got
yeah,
confused. Sorry.
Yunus Kabul
Yeah,
scored the third goal in
yeah.
2010. Yeah, William
That
Gallas
that was the
hadn't come to
question.
that stage.
Who was the last player to score the winner at the Emirates? I don't know why I thought it was
Yeah,
William Gallas.
Gallas could have been playing in that game. I'm not quite sure.
He
That's around the
was.
time he came.
He was
Yeah,
playing.
he
He
came.
was captain actually. And then down below
Yeah.
we've got Adebayor. Well, he just says everything.
I'll tell you, he was some character out of Bayor. He really was. Love him or hate
I,
him, but he
I
stayed
couldn't
4 years
stand
at
him.
Spurs.
Yeah.
Which is still a lazy bugger. He's the nearest thing to Ndombele that we've had at Tottenham.
Carl says, I love William Gallas at Spurs, a bit of an attitude, yeah. Andrew Gregory says, Jimmy Robertson, David Jenkins, worst exchange ever.
It was.
I think
It was.
Philip with it. Leader White Lane, Philip in, Kenny out. And then
No
Tottenham
chance.
Tom says, Chris
Houghton.
Hughton from Ireland, not Roy or Robbie. Do you know what? I would agree with that as well. And this
Yeah,
is
Chris
the
Hughton.
one. Carl, you've won the book. All right. So please send us your email on WhatsApp to myself or send your email to Philip. Philip will get that copy of the book over to you tonight.
It'll be ebook. I'll send you what I'll do. I'll forward you the email that I got with the book as an attachment, and just read the attachment.
Okay, Philip, you can't make Sunday as you have a Zoom call for the Ireland manager's job. There you go.
Lovely.
Well, Philip, that is the poll. If Philip was in Only Fools and Horses, who would Philip be? Grandad or Uncle Albert? Which one do you think it's come out winner, Philip?
That's probably Grandad.
Yeah, Grandad 53%, 46% for Uncle Albert. So yeah, Grandad. 46 for Uncle Albert. I know it sounded a bit of Uncle Albert.
I always Albert, actually, during the war.
And Carl says, cheers, Philip.
No bother, Carl.
To be fair, he did earn that tonight, actually. Yeah. Philip, that's the end of the Cockeral podcast. Another podcast where it's gone everywhere where we wanted it to go. To be fair, we should rename it Only Fools and Tottenham. I think that should be the new podcast name. I think.
We get done for copyright doing something like that.
Yeah, probably would be. But no, Carl, we're not gonna. Carl come up with the name for the podcast, and it would stay. Philip, what have we got coming up tomorrow? So we've got a few shows coming up tomorrow, haven't we?
Tomorrow, what have we got? We've got the watch along. Not watch along. Around the grounds tomorrow at around 3:00 for all the scores in the Premiership and beyond. Saturday night, 8:00, a big one. Ireland versus South Africa in the Rugby World Cup. That's going to be a cracker. And we're doing that in conjunction with FTSN, aren't we?
Yeah, both shows are going to be on Full-Time Sports Network.
Then on Sunday, I don't want to talk about this. I'm not going to be here. It's a watch along for the North London Derby at 2:00 or before 2:00. And who knows what happens afterwards? But if we win, I'd say we'll go on a 24-hour broadcasting binge to wind up the Gooners. And if we lose, we'll not be seen till next Friday.
Yeah. Now Sunday's going to be a bit. Me and Philip normally do watch-alongs on this channel, as you know, every game we do. This one's going to be a bit different. I'm going onto the Armory TV to do a watch-along now. That it's been streamed live onto this channel. But I won't be in control of the scoreboard, or I won't be in control of the comments or anything like that. So we're down to Bobby, whose channel it is. But please come over and support me. Philip is not there, so and they're going to need a. So I'm asking like Carl, Andrew, Leader White Lane, Tom.
Because
come on, guys.
If we're winning the comments to wind up the Gooners and make it even worse for them.
Yeah, so come over, guys. Join me on Sunday at 10 to 2, and we're there. Philip, look, are we on Sunday evening if Tottenham win?
Yeah, I'll play that by ear. I should be home in time for that. Yeah, play it by ear.
Philip, I'm not around Monday. You are with me, everything I've got to ask me, but you're on Monday when you speak. Tuesday we're not on. Wednesday's my first day back from the channel. I'm going to take a few days off after because we've worked quite hard, me and Philip, this week, to be fair. Are we doing any pre-records for Monday, Philip? We might do one pre-record.
We'll have a chat about that, because I'm actually away on Thursday to Saturday as well. Completely, it's our wedding anniversary, so I'm going away for a couple of days.
When's that?
Thursday to Saturday. But I'll be on. I'll be online. I'll be able to do things from where I am.
Yeah, that's great.
Actually, you know
That's
where I'm
great.
going to be? I'm going to be on Friday, and it could be a unique place to do a program from. I'm going to Tory Island off the coast of Donegal.
Are you really?
Yeah, we
Oh,
lived up there
cool.
for years, and my wife is she's always wanted to go to Tory Island, and we never managed
Yeah.
it for one reason or another. Now there's a proper ferry running. We're going to go out to Tory Island for the day on
Oh,
Friday. It's a
that
wedding
that will
anniversary.
be a unique show, actually.
Yeah, it will be so. Providing the
Yeah,
Wi-Fi is good out there, I'll broadcast back from
yeah,
there.
yeah. We've got cheers, Philip. We've got I'll be in the comments. Big up, Carl. And he
Come
says,
on, Carl.
"You deserve a break, gents. Got to have downtime to." Yeah, well, I promised my beautiful other half that I would take Monday and Tuesday off, a complete break. When I say take a day off, is I don't stream, but I work on the computer, and she just says to me, "That's not you taking a break." So I'm taking the complete break. But yeah, me and Philip will do some pre-record Sunday evening, and that will go out on Tuesday. I will do something for Tuesday. Do that. But again, that is the end of the Cockeral Clock podcast. Thank you all for watching. Please get your memberships in. Pick up your memberships and hit the like button, hit the subscription button. Philip, thank you so much. It's been a blast as always for your help today. Me and Philip, of course, are back tomorrow with Around the Grounds, and Brad's joining us as well. So we got the gang back together. The rugby
Band's
tomorrow
back.
night, where Philip takes the lead. That's Philip's show. So Philip is now the host of the rugby watch-alongs. I'm just working on the scoreboard, trying to work it out in fingers and thumbs how many tries we've scored. And then trying to stop the clock, trying to watch it on the telly and stop the clock. So
Yeah.
the scoreboard goes round.
Carl,
Anything else, Philip?
ask Carl if Carl could put up his email address briefly. I'll jot it down and tell him to get rid of it, and I'll send him the book straight away.
Carl's part of our group chat, so tell him
Oh,
to
is
put
he?
it into our
Ah.
yeah. Carl, put your
Oh,
email
yeah.
in the group on the THFC group chat.
On the
Yeah,
well, I just check that now.
yeah. If everyone please look, if you want to join our group chat, please put your numbers in on the community section. Or what I'll do is tomorrow around the grounds, I'll put the link in onto the community section where you can join us in our group chat and you can talk all things Spurs, Ireland, whatever. But on that, Fred, we haven't done Fred. I'm not doing that scary man. He just scares the shit out of me. That will give me nightmares for next year. Just before we go, Philip, I just want to welcome. This is Lego Tinky Winky Man. I feel like doing the Muhammad Ali. Come on, there. This is a thriller. So there you go. There's the van. There is the removal van for the Arsenal lads. When we go back to Woolwich on Monday. Philip, what is Fred up to?
Fred is Tinky Winky Lego Man at about 4:05 next Tuesday, Sunday afternoon.
I love it. I love it. I'll unmute you. Carl says, I will put there, Philip, as long as Dermo promises not to send me any dirty pictures. I can't promise.
I'm not sure. Actually, I don't think I can send it by WhatsApp. I think I have to send it by email. So that's
no. But what I'm going to do, Philip. He's going to get his email sent, put it on WhatsApp, and then you can do.
Oh yeah, well, I'm in there at the minute. Yeah, do that's great. Lovely.
Yeah, and that was Arteta running away from Højbjerg on the touchline. Yeah, of course it was, Carl. Listen, whatever you do, thank you all for coming in tonight. Really enjoyed it. It's been a great podcast. It's gone longer than I promised my partner it would, so I have to make a lot of sorries. Whatever you do, we are back tomorrow at 10 to 3. Myself, Philip, and Brad, and then the watch along tomorrow at 8 o'clock as Philip tries to teach Dermatron rugby, which is blooming hilariously funny. As I asked the stupidest question, and Formula One is coming to the channel too, as from not this weekend, in 2 weeks' time, as I tried to teach Philip Formula One. That's even more more content coming up. And one more thing, sorry, it's just come to me. The EA24 has now come out. there will be new content coming out with EA24 as I start a new series. Can Ange take Spurs to glory? So join me for that. That will be up very, very soon. Whatever you do, enjoy your rest of your evening. Come on, you Spurs.
Oh,
Big Ange
check your
retro.
emails in 5 minutes. Check your emails in
Yeah,
5 minutes.
there you go.